Some stories go beyond basketball. Some bonds can't be measured by stats or trophies. This is the untold journey of two warriors, Caitlin Clark, the electrifying playmaker, and Kate Martin, the heart and soul of every team she touches. From their relentless battles at Iowa to the grand stage of the WNBA, their paths may have taken different turns, but their connection? Unshakable.
Kate Martin has the responsibility of Gardner BFF.
I'm really close with a lot of my teammates, but me and Kate are probably the closest just because, we've been together the longest.
Martin getting in the block party. Well, 4 years you played with Caitlin. Now, what was it like to play against her?
It was weird, I'm not gonna lie. Just looking out on the court and, seeing her in a different jersey than me, it was obviously different.
Every legend has an origin. Before Caitlin Clark became a household name, she was just a kid from West Des Moines, Iowa. An undeniable basketball prodigy with an unquenchable hunger to be great. From the moment she picked up a basketball, she was different. Her intensity, her confidence, and her ability to hit deep shots with ease set her apart. Whether it was dominating local leagues, outplaying older kids at the gym, or turning heads at national tournaments, Clark's trajectory was clear. She was destined for something special. Meanwhile, in Edwardsville, Illinois, Kate Martin was forging her own legacy. She wasn't just another talented player, she was the heartbeat of every team she played for, known for her leadership, resilience, and ability to elevate those around her.
Kate was one of those players, the way she played and her humility, but also her grit and that little, glisten in her eye and that confidence. It just resonated, right? And you could see the glue, which she became. And then when she got that break, to go to the pros.
While Clark dazzled with her offense, Martin's strength was her ability to unite, inspire, and bring out the best in her teammates. Their journeys may have started miles apart, but fate had a plan. The University of Iowa wasn't just where their careers would intersect, it was where their story truly began. Together, they would form the backbone of something historic, something unforgettable. But what made them truly special wasn't just what happened on the court. It was the unshakable bond they built off of it.
Really good coaches know that there's a lot of things that happen with those glue kids. And to see her become a star on the WNBA level, although she was a role player, I loved everything about that story.
Iowa basketball wasn't just another college program. It was a movement. A revolution that would redefine the way women's basketball was watched, played, and celebrated. And at the forefront of that movement, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin, two players whose contrasting styles and complementary strengths made them a force to be reckoned with. Clark was the unstoppable force, the human highlight reel who could sink logo threes like they were free throws and dish out assists with pinpoint accuracy. Every time she stepped on the court, she had the crowd on their feet, waiting for the next jaw-dropping moment. But no great player succeeds alone. Behind Clark's magic was Martin, the unsung hero, the glue that held everything together. Her leadership extended beyond the scoreboard. She was the one who kept the team locked in during pressure moments, the voice that lifted her teammates when adversity struck, and the defensive presence that ensured Iowa wasn't just great offensively, but disciplined on both ends of the floor.
And then, if given the chance, Kate is going to kill you, right? I mean, when we played UConn last year, her little Dirk moves with the fade, right? Her defense. And, in the pros, when she got some minutes early, just her, her star and people that were really connecting with her. And she's just the greatest young woman.
It's about trust, chemistry, and leadership. And if there were two players who embodied that more than anyone, it was Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin. Every great story needs a defining moment, one that cements its place in history. For Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin, that moment came in the 2023-24 NCAA tournament. It wasn't just a postseason run. It was a spectacle that captured the hearts of millions. Clark shattered records, dropping 40-point games with ease, draining impossible shots, and delivering performances that left fans in awe. Every step she took, every shot she made felt inevitable, as if she was rewriting the record books in real time. But behind every historic performance was something just as important: Kate Martin's unwavering leadership. While Clark commanded the headlines, Martin commanded the huddle. She was the defensive anchor, the vocal leader, the one making sure the team stayed composed when the pressure was at its peak. When Clark was double-teamed, Martin was there, setting screens, creating space and making the right plays. When the team needed a voice of reason, she stepped up. Their journey through March Madness wasn't just about individual greatness. It was about a team that thrived because of the balance between Clark's explosiveness and Martin's leadership. When one chapter ends, another begins. As the final buzzer sounded on their NCAA careers, it wasn't the end of their basketball journey, it was merely the beginning of an entirely new challenge. Caitlin Clark had already cemented her legacy as one of the greatest college players of all time, and her next step was inevitable. The undisputed #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, Clark wasn't just entering the league, she was expected to transform it. With an unmatched offensive skill set, generational talent, and a level of popularity that had already elevated women's basketball. She was walking into the WNBA as a franchise player from day one. The world had been watching her since her high school days, tracking her every move, marveling at her insane shooting range, and debating whether she could replicate her dominance at the next level. Now, all eyes were on her as she put on the Indiana Fever jersey, ready to take on the professional ranks with the weight of expectations unlike any rookie before her. The pressure was immense, but if there was one thing Clark had proven time and time again, it was that she thrived under the spotlight.
You know, I'm biased. She's my spouse's biological niece. My niece, when she was 5, she'd stay with us. But she had a dream. She put our poster above her bed in her room, looked up at the Hawk poster. And, then she, got good enough to be recruited. And the story is, I loved her, but I removed myself, right? That I told Lisa, I go, you got to fly down and you got to check that. I mean, this kid's blue collar. And Lisa flew down and she was like.
Meanwhile, Kate Martin's path was different. A journey of perseverance, grit, and proving herself every single day. Unlike Clark, she wasn't a projected lottery pick. She didn't have the world waiting to see where she would land. There were no guarantees. Instead, she had to fight for her place, battle for respect, and prove that she deserved to be on a WNBA roster. Every step of the way. She had to earn it, whether it was through training camp, preseason minutes, or simply getting an opportunity to showcase her value to a team. She didn't have the luxury of being handed a starting spot or having a team built around her. But what she did have was something just as valuable: relentless determination. She was a player who coaches and teammates could trust, someone who brought leadership, energy, and intangibles that didn't always show up in the box score but were critical to a team's success. While Clark was immediately thrust into the spotlight as the face of the Indiana Fever, Martin had to embrace the grind, seizing every minute, every opportunity, and every challenge as a chance to prove that she belonged. 2 different journeys, 2 different battles, but the same relentless drive to succeed at the highest level. Basketball may have been what brought Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin together, but their friendship? That's forever. No matter where their careers take them, no matter how many different teams they play for or how their individual paths unfold, their bond will remain unbreakable. This isn't just about highlights, trophies, and statistics. It's about shared experiences, late-night talks, grueling practices, and years of fighting for the same goal. They have endured the highest of highs, making history with Iowa, thrilling millions with their performances, and changing the landscape of women's basketball. They have also weathered the lowest of lows, heartbreaking losses, crushing setbacks, and the enormous pressure of carrying a program on their backs. Yet, through it all, they have always stood side by side, not just as teammates, but as sisters. The game of basketball doesn't just build champions, it forges unbreakable bonds, and Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin's friendship is a testament to that. It wasn't just about the points they scored, the plays they made, or the records they shattered. It was about the countless hours in the gym, the sacrifices, the shared dreams, and the unwavering trust that formed between them. Some players make history through sheer talent, dropping 40-point games, hitting game winners, and collecting awards. Others leave an impact that goes beyond the stat sheet. They lead, they inspire, they bring out the best in their teammates. Clark and Martin? They did both. They weren't just key players. They were the foundation of a movement that electrified college basketball. But their legacy isn't just about what they did on the court. It's about what they stood for. They set a standard, not just for Iowa, but for every aspiring athlete watching. They showed that talent alone isn't enough. Leadership, heart, and the ability to lift those around you are what define greatness. They embraced pressure, thrived in adversity, and played every game with the kind of passion that turns good teams into legendary ones. And even as they embark on their separate WNBA journeys, that legacy still follows them. Because what they built at Iowa wasn't just a winning team, it was a culture of excellence. And now, a new challenge awaits. The WNBA isn't college ball. The competition is ruthless and every game is a battle. Caitlin Clark is expected to be the next face of the league, carrying the weight of expectations on her shoulders. Kate Martin is fighting for every minute, every opportunity, proving that her leadership and skill belong at the highest level. Different paths, different challenges, but the same relentless drive. They may no longer wear the same jersey, but their bond, that's forever. Because at the end of the day, basketball is more than a game. It's a story of resilience, friendship, and chasing greatness. And if there's one thing we've learned from Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin, it's that their story is far from over. The next chapter isn't just beginning. It's about to be unforgettable. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and check out our other videos on the greatest moments in basketball history. What do you think about Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin's journey? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.